The Late Show with Stephen Colbert studio was charged with restless energy last night, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. No one expected the seismic moment that followed when Prime Minister Mark Carney was removed after a heated clash. His fierce defense of Canada's sovereignty left the audience stunned, the crew in disarray, and social media in a frenzy. What started as a casual segment about Carney's trade strategy in response to US tariffs quickly escalated into a fiery exchange. Carney's firm stance collided head-on with Colbert's biting satire, creating a spectacle that instantly went viral. The set shimmered with glamour, blue curtains under dazzling lights, the pressure of live TV unmistakable. Carney entered with quiet authority, his charcoal suit sharp, a red maple leaf pin gleaming proudly. His sultan pepper hair was perfectly in place, and he exuded the composure of a seasoned leader. Calm and focused, he took his seat, eyes steady, posture composed. Stagehands whispered, "He's unflappable." Stephen Colbert made his entrance with practiced charm, his grin playful and suit immaculate. Known for his razor wit and showmanship, he quickly took command of the room. His humor was sharp, each joke landing with precision. The topic, Carney's efforts to diversify Canada's trade in the face of Trump-era tariffs. Colbert poked fun at Canada's reputation for politeness, and the audience buzzed with laughter. Behind the scenes, the crew encouraged the momentum, whispering, "Keep it lively," hoping the segment would remain entertaining. The tension spiked early. Colbert, in a teasing tone, asked, "Mr. Prime Minister, is Canada's plan to fend off Trump just maple syrup and apologies?" The audience laughed and clapped. Carney's expression shifted, his voice calm but pointed. "Syrup? I'm here for workers hit by tariffs. Sovereignty isn't a punchline." The room hushed, divided between applause and unease. Colbert's smile faded. "Sovereignty sounds serious, Mark. Lighten up." The back and forth intensified, the atmosphere electric. The production team exchanged worried looks. The light-hearted tone was slipping. Carney leaned in. "Lighten up? Trump's tariffs cost jobs. I'm fighting for Canadians." His words cut through the studio, sparking reactions, some cheering, some shocked. The stage manager called for order, but the exchange had ignited something larger. Colbert's satire pushed forward, Carney's resistance hardened, and the segment spiraled toward an explosive peak. The confrontation didn't end on stage. Outside the studio, the situation escalated. The air still buzzed as Carney, now forcibly removed from the set, stood firm under New York streetlights. His suit was immaculate, pin still gleaming. Speaking to reporters, he doubled down. "Canadians deserve serious trade defenses, not late-night quips," he said, detailing plans for expanded trade with the EU. Inside the studio, muffled cheers and murmurs could still be heard. A staff member tried to regain normalcy, saying, "Mr. Carney's outburst threw off our vibe," but the comment drew gasps and scattered applause. The tension only grew. Observers noted Carney's defiance wasn't chaos, it was clarity. "I'm revealing truths, not causing disruption. I'm ready," he stated firmly. Outside, the crowd grew. Some chanted his name. Others watched in disbelief. Stagehands tried to manage the scene, headsets buzzing. "He's relentless," one muttered as the mood shifted from structured to volatile. A reporter pressed, "You've challenged a comedy titan, Mr. Prime Minister. That's bold." The remark only fueled Carney's fire. The issue wasn't just his removal, but what came after. The show's spokesperson later said, "This show's about laughs, attempting to refocus the narrative." Carney responded, "Canadians need sovereignty, not skits," pointing to notes on Canada's $1 trillion trade surplus. The audience outside grew louder, some yelling support, others documenting the moment. Social media lit up. "Carney fights on," one post read, quickly racking up views. His voice carried across the sidewalk. "Colbert's platform dodges the real stakes. I'll prove it." When asked if his approach was risky, he replied without hesitation. "Risky? I'm Canada's voice, not his gag. You're underestimating me." The crowd swelled. Some stood. Others whispered. Stagehands tried to hold the scene steady, but Carney pushed forward, passion rising. He's owning the moment, an insider said. The night surged toward a dramatic high. His defiance had evolved into something greater, a political stand impossible to ignore. By the end of the night, the Late Show set had become more than a stage, it was a battleground. The energy was palpable. Carney, unwavering, had turned a comedy segment into a national statement. The crew rushed to contain the chaos, but the echoes of Colbert's "Lighten Up" were now met by Carney's unshakable reply, "I'm Canada's voice, not his gag." After dismissing a reporter's warning, the chaos around him intensified, moving closer to a dramatic moment that sent shockwaves beyond the sidewalk. The spectacle quickly took over every platform. A show spokesperson, their voice firm but wavering, tried to calm things down. "Mr. Carney, your trade points are serious, but this is a comedy show." Their tone carried urgency as they responded to Carney's criticism of Colbert's satirical take on Canada's reaction to Trump's tariffs. Outside, the crowd reacted passionately, some cheered loudly while others murmured. Carney's eyes shone with determination. "Comedy? My truth is Canada's strength, not your joke," he said sharply and steadily. Cheers and gasps mixed among the onlookers as stagehands watched tensely, the atmosphere thick with tension. The spokesperson pushed harder. "Joke? You're defying a cultural platform, Mr. Prime Minister, that's a high standard." Their comment was cautious but personal. Carney responded boldly, "I'm exposing trade realities, not breaking rules." His voice trembled with passion. The crowd split, some shouted, "Go Carney," while others whispered and filmed on their phones. Posts exploded online. "Carney stands tall," trending quickly. The spokesperson's confidence faltered. "Realities? Are you rewriting the narrative, Mr. Carney?" Their question sparked roaring approval, some saying he's too bold, others calling him fearless. What turned the clash into a wildfire wasn't just Carney's removal, it was his unyielding stance. Insiders say he leaned in, rewriting Colbert's jokes to avoid accountability. "I'm amplifying Canada's demands," he said, his voice commanding and resolute. A reporter responded, "Amplifying? You're a guest, Mr. Prime Minister. This is New York." Their words were measured but tense. The crowd surged, clapping, yelling, with clips spreading fast on X, Carney's Fire Live, gaining shares. Carney replied calmly, "New York? Canada's fight cuts deeper. Brace yourself." The scene outside the studio ignited with raw emotion. Stagehand signaled urgently, his relentless, but Carney pressed on. "Brace yourself. Colbert's framing hides our trade stakes. My cause is just," Carney declared, his gestures bold, voice breaking with conviction. The spokesperson interrupted, "You're pushing limits, Mr. Carney. This is chaos." Their tone wavered as the crowd erupted, waving signs, live streaming. Carney remained firm. "Chaos? I'm Canada's justice, not his satire." His passion peaked, insiders noting, he's owning the spotlight. The night rushed toward a dramatic climax. Carney's defiance built into a seismic moment. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert reached an emotional peak. The air crackled as Prime Minister Mark Carney, burning with resolve, delivered a powerful, heartfelt response outside the New York studio. He amplified his accusations against Colbert's satire of Canada's trade policy, turning a light-hearted segment into a stirring spectacle that amazed onlookers and shook the media. The fallout from Carney's removal grew. Sources said Carney's vow, "I'm Canada's justice, not his satire," followed rejecting a reporter's caution and ended in a fiery plea shaking the sidewalk, driving the conflict toward his bold action that stunned the world and fueled a viral storm. Carney, in a sharp charcoal suit, red maple leaf pin glinting under streetlights, struck hard. Colbert's jokes bury the struggles of Canadians. "I speak for them." His words were raw and vivid, linking his accusations to workers laid off by Trump's tariffs and farmers hurt by trade disruptions. The crowd reacted fiercely, some wept, others cheered, "Go Carney." Meanwhile, a show spokesperson's face tightened. "Mr. Carney, you're challenging the host. That's a leap," they said firmly but faltered. The crowd surged, cheers and gasps blending as stagehands froze, headsets crackling, emotions running high. The spokesperson pressed, "Leap? You're stirring chaos, Mr. Carney. Respect the show." Their plea was urgent and personal, but Carney stood his ground. "Respect? I carry their pain. This stage can't bury my truth." His voice shook, eyes shining. The crowd roared, chanting "Carney! Carney!" while others whispered, "He's unstoppable," as phones filmed. Posts exploded online, "Carney shakes Colbert," trending rapidly. The spokesperson's voice wavered, "Truth. You're escalating, Mr. Carney. This is serious." Their tone faltered. The crowd surged, some shouting, "Carney's winning," others murmuring, "He's too bold." As the tension peaked, insiders said Carney's voice soared. "Escalating? My cause is their hope. Their fight lives in me." His delivery was piercing, recounting Canada's trade battle with clear intensity, from EU deals to a $1 trillion surplus. The spokesperson's eyes widened, composure softening. "Hope you're passionate, Mr. Carney," they whispered. The crowd erupted, some filming, others crying, with clips flooding X. Carney's plea went live, racking up shares. Another showed his fire, his relentless, going viral to millions. Carney insisted, "Passionate? I'm their voice. Feel their fight." His resolve was unshakable. The scene pulsed, Colbert's absence felt heavy. The studio echoed faintly. What drove Carney's bold move was raw sincerity. Sources said the spokesperson gripped their notes, voice shaking. "You've challenged this platform, Mr. Carney." Their tone mixed respect and hesitation. Carney fired back, "Challenged? I'm their justice. Rethink your lens." His words were fearless. The crowd roared, some moving closer, others chanting Carney's truth. The spokesperson paused, then conceded, "You're heard." The clash hung in the balance, insiders noting. He's rewriting the script as the night rushes toward a breathtaking, heart-racing climax. Carney's sincere plea sets the stage for a move that surprises everyone. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert reached a thrilling peak last night, the atmosphere charged as Prime Minister Mark Carney, driven and determined, made a shocking, bold gesture outside the New York studio. To strengthen his accusations against Stephen Colbert's satirical take on Canada's trade strategy, Carney turned what was meant to be a light-hearted talk show segment into an unforgettable spectacle that left viewers amazed and the media stunned. The fallout from Carney's interruption reached a fever pitch. Sources reveal that Carney's firm declaration, "I'm their justice, rethink your lens," after swaying the spokesperson's caution, was the catalyst for his surprising action, a moment that silenced the crowd and quickly went viral. Dressed in a charcoal suit and sporting a bright red maple leaf pin as a symbol of defiance, Carney stepped up confidently, his voice strong. "Rethink. I'll show their truth," he said, pulling out a tablet with recorded testimonies from Canadian workers, farmers, and small business owners affected by US tariffs. "These are their voices, Stephen. Listen to them." His gesture was daring and unprecedented. The crowd responded passionately, some cheered loudly, others wept, while the show spokesperson's eyes widened in shock. "Mr. Carney, this is off script. Stop now," they urged, their tone mixing surprise with urgency. The audience's cheers and gasps blended as stagehands froze in place, headsets went silent, and the emotional moment took over. Carney pressed on, ignoring the script. "Their pain demands accountability, not your satire." His words were raw and powerful as he played the recordings, stories of layoffs, farms closing, and communities fighting back, reinforcing his accusations. The crowd erupted, some chanting "Carney! Carney!" while others whispered, "He's unstoppable." Phones captured the moment as Carney dropped a bombshell that quickly trended online. The spokesperson's composure cracked. "You've made your point, Mr. Carney." "We're listening," they admitted quietly. The crowd erupted again, some shouting in support, others murmuring about his fearlessness. As momentum shifted, the climax broke all control. Insiders say Carney stood firm, hearing the calls for action. Their hope demands response, not silence, he said, mixing defiance with empathy. The spokesperson's resolve wavered. Your moves are bold, Mr. Carney, they conceded. The crowd surged, some standing and filming, others wiping tears as clips flooded social media instantly. Carney's move went viral. One read, racking up shares, another hailed him as a titan going viral, millions watching. The spokesperson nodded slowly. We're reconsidering, Mr. Carney. Your message is clear, they said cautiously. The atmosphere shifted as Carney's sincerity hit home. Sources say the spokesperson stared at the tablet and admitted, you've disrupted this narrative, Mr. Carney. Their tone carried new respect as Carney stood his ground. Disrupted. I've amplified their voices. Their trust demands it, he said firmly. The crowd roared, some rushing forward, others chanting Carney's fire. The spokesperson exhaled, you've spoken. We're reflecting, acknowledging the dramatic clash, with insiders noting, he's changed everything. The night raced toward a powerful, triumphant end. Carney's bold act sparked a national sensation. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert turned into an unforgettable triumph, the air electric and transcendent as show officials and authorities, moved by awe, fully acknowledged Carney's stunning action. By showing Canadian testimonies outside the New York studio, he transformed a light-hearted segment into a breathtaking spectacle. Carney's determination shone brightly, igniting social media in the wake of his removal from the show. Sources say Carney's powerful statement, I've amplified their voices. Their trust demands it, after his bold move, led to officials' surprising concession, you've spoken. We're reflecting. This viral moment is already changing the narrative, the show spokesperson confirmed with weight and respect. Mr. Carney, your actions are impactful. You've made your case, they said deliberately as the crowd reacted, some cheering wildly, others moved to tears, while Carney stood tall and steady. Thank you, he said. Their voices had prevailed. The crowd surged with chants of Carney. Carney mixed with sobs, while stagehands remained still, headsets quiet, and the moment was immortalized. Carney's charcoal suit and red maple leaf pin gleamed beneath the New York streetlights, his gesture echoing powerfully. Insiders say he continued, their hope fuels my fight. I carry it, his words touching deeply as he linked his accusations to Canadians' demands for trade resilience, from workers hit by tariffs to farmers seeking new markets. The spokesperson nodded respectfully, Mr. Carney, you've changed the conversation. The crowd roared again, many filming and shouting, he's unstoppable, as clips surged across social media. Carney fully owned the moment, with headlines reading racking up shares and others praising his commanding presence. He's become a viral sensation, with millions watching. The spokesperson declared, we'll move forward, Mr. Carney, their voice final. The scene throbbed as Carney's victory settled the confrontation, bringing immediate resolution. The crowd surged like a tidal wave. Sources reported Carney stepped away from the cameras. I stood for Canada, he said quietly, his voice steady as he navigated through a swarm of reporters. The crowd buzzed while show officials pulled back. The tone of those involved was reflective. Onlookers cheered, some filming, others chanting truth, as security cleared the area. The night ended in an online blaze of triumph. X exploded when Carney confronted Colbert's show. One thread showed it trending worldwide. His actions were praised, officials' concession marking a viral moment. The reaction grew fast. Carney's tweet rose above the satire, posted later, gathering 1,500,000 likes. Replies poured in. You fought for us, echoed through memes and heartfelt posts, with witty comments flooding TikTok and Instagram. The saga's influence soared. Carney's advocacy solidified his power as Prime Minister, even as Colbert's silence stirred debate. Some predicted Colbert would respond, while others noted Carney had stolen the spotlight. The clash ignited a global spark, with seismic ripple effects. Analysts described it as a turning point. Carney either redefined or shattered talk show confrontations. One analyst said shows might now seek bolder guests or enforce stricter scripts. The public remained divided, half applauding Carney for exposing a host, half questioning if it had gone too far. It was a pivotal moment, signaling what might come next. The saga's impact reached far beyond New York. Carney's leadership surged, his determination unwavering, his voice louder, while anticipation grew over Colbert's next move. This isn't over, it's just the beginning. Carney's next challenge and Colbert's response are set to spark the next chapter.